Hi everybody, it's Richard Milligan here, and today we're going to talk about messaging and the importance of it inside your recruiting efforts. So this message goes out to recruiting leaders. If you haven't heard that term before, the recruiting leader is someone who manages a team, but then is also responsible for recruiting to that team. So we have to recruit differently as recruiting leaders. And in fact, I would dare say that as a recruiting leader over a corporate recruiter, you don't get as many get-out-of-jail-free cards in certain areas as the corporate recruiter does. You fish in a smaller pond, which means that you fish within a certain geography. Sometimes that might be a city, it might be a state, or it might be a 3 or 4 state area, but you fish in a much smaller pond than the corporate recruiter. And because of that, when you engage in conversations, when you engage in building relationship with someone, you don't get the opportunity to have do-overs and get out of jail free cards like a corporate recruiter does. Where we want to be careful and where we want to run all of our messages through a filter is through everything from text messaging to email to voicemail to phone calls, anything that we do to interact. This could be social media. It might be a direct message that you would send via Facebook or via LinkedIn or via Twitter or Instagram. Every one of those messages needs to go through a specific filter. And here is what the filter should be. Does this feel as though it's being sent to the audience of one? Does it feel as though it's being sent only to me? Okay, the critical thing is this: if it feels like spam, if it reads like spam, guess what? Then it is spam. And if it's spam, then you will get disqualified as a recruiting leader as being unauthentic, unoriginal, and that tells that individual they aren't that important. Now let me pause here. I realize that if we're going to recruit, we're going to have to and have success. We're going to have to recruit hundreds, if not thousands of people. I can't create original, authentic material by the thousands. Okay? So in very simple tactic form, what it means is this. Your messaging, it can be cut and paste. Okay? But always, always, always organize in a way that feels as though it's just directly to one person. Let me tell you one thing that doesn't feel like it's just to me, and that's a newsletter. It's email drip campaigns that are newsletter template-y campaigns. Okay? It's also a text message that doesn't have my name on it. It's an email that's not directly to me. The cool thing with artificial intelligence today is that machine learning now allows us to incorporate certain tricks where we can actually automatically insert names. We can automatically go to LinkedIn and automatically insert a name and automatically insert their title and the name of the company through some tools where we're just actually using short codes. And so my message to you would not be generic in that it doesn't have your first name on it. It would always have your first name on it. The same thing with text messaging. If I'm going to take the time to text message several hundred people, even if it's the same message, I'm going to use your name in that message, and I'm going to keep that message in the filter of, does this feel like I only sent it to you? Okay? So let me go back to that. To the audience of one. Does this message feel like it's to the audience of one? And if it doesn't, reshape it, recraft it, do what you have to do until you get there, okay? If you enjoyed this video, you can check out more of these on my YouTube channel. You can also check these out on my website, 4crecruiting.com. And until we meet again, I encourage you, when you're recruiting, your messaging has to go through the filter. Does this feel like it's being sent to the audience of one?